all that's unfolded? Has it changed the dialogue, the message?
I can't speak for the players. They're the ones that are going to have to decide if this is them just jumping on a bandwagon, which I think a lot of them actually are, because they saw an easy chance to go after Donald Trump, who it's very clear that many of them don't like. But let's be clear about where this started. You have a guy in Colin Kaepernick that wore socks that depicted police officers in this country as pigs. A guy that also wore shirts honoring Fidel Castro. I have a hard time being lectured from a guy that says that he's standing up for police brutality when he supports a guy that's been brutal to all of his people as a dictator in Fidel Castro, and refers to the police, all police, and wears socks depicting them as pigs in general statements. I also have a hard time respecting a guy who acts like he's some sort of justice warrior when he didn't even spend the time to register to vote, didn't even vote in the last election. To our knowledge, he's still not even registered to vote. So I would say to all the NFL owners and all the NFL players that are jumping on the Colin Kaepernick is somehow a victim bandwagon, even though he opted out of his own contract, look at where this all started. Look at who started this protest. Look at what Colin Kaepernick is. He's an empty suit who went out there and decided, I'm going to kneel during the national anthem, when he didn't even have the guts to vote in an election. And he praises Fidel Castro, who has brutalized and beaten and murdered his own people, and then refers to the police as pigs by wearing clothes
let me say this.
that show that.
Okay, so Michael, is that what this is about?
Up.
Okay, Michael?
Yeah, let me respond to that. First of all, black people were wearing the uniform of the United States of America, returned home from World War II as veterans, and were murdered by white supremacists, bigots, who denied the legitimacy and repudiated. Let me finish, sir. I didn't interrupt you.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Repudiated their American identity. So let me finish. So what I'm saying to you is that those people who committed those heinous acts, of course, were un-American, were not patriots, and didn't understand the complicated nature of black people's relationship to a country that we have often stood proudly for, a flag that did not protect us. So you can name legitimate flaws in Colin Kaepernick's approach without undercutting the basic moral trajectory of what he's saying, because it's bigger than Colin Kaepernick. You can discount Colin Kaepernick, and the fact is unarmed black people still die in disproportionate numbers from police people. The facts that he was highlighting and underscoring are still real today. So we can discount Colin Kaepernick altogether and still say that the issues that he highlighted and that he confronts must be dealt with, and those owners have had a reckoning with themselves in a very serious and fundamental fashion, and then joining themselves with others who do the same thing. I think that represents progress.
Michael, let me just ask you one question. Do you not find it a little bit of hypocrisy that the majority of these players, until Donald Trump said what he said the other night about respecting this country, had not gotten involved off the field? The majority of them, and you may know a stat on this. I would love to know how many of the players that are kneeling and how many of the players that were in the locker room today refusing to come out and actually agree that this is the greatest country in the world, and that we should honor those who have fought to protect and defend our freedoms, who have fought and given the ultimate sacrifices of all races. How many of them do you actually think are even? Yeah, seriously, how many of them do you actually think are even?
But I wonder, Ben, are you conflating different issues? Is this an issue of choice? I mean, that one player decided to.
But let me
that one player decided to take this approach does not necessarily mean that all players have to take the same approach. Go ahead, Michael.
Exactly. Well, here's the point too. First of all, we can never determine when people will buy in to an understanding of the politics of their culture. Look, mothers who have their sons get killed in foreign theaters of war, then become, if you will, radicalized in a positive way, and they become activists against some of the things that they find problematic with the military.
Many of them do not.
Let me finish. Do not equate the fact that people die for that flag on foreign theaters of war with the fact that what they die for is the right for people in America to be able to voice their opinions. It is not disrespectful because, first of all, soldiers are not the only people who stand up for that flag. Number two, many soldiers came out in defense of Colin Kaepernick. Let me finish, sir. Many people, I didn't interrupt you. Many people came out in defense who fought in the foreign wars and who fought it for America, came out and said that what Colin Kaepernick is doing is right. And then many police people support Colin Kaepernick for what he's doing. So all I'm saying to you, you do not have a copyright on veterans in this country who have done valiant war, who have valiantly fought in this country, do not have a copyright. So that Martin Luther King Jr. never fought a day in a foreign war that was one of the greatest Americans we produced. We cannot reduce the complication of patriotism to the fact that you fought in a foreign war.
Michael,
who love this country on this side
I heard what you
have
said.
to
Let me say
also
this.
be defended as well.
I find it interesting that you want to somehow act as if there's a bunch of veterans are on your side. There was one veteran today in the NFL who is the only player that understood that the American flag is bigger than any football player, and he walked out of that locker room and stood there by himself with it when he was sitting there with the Steelers. The rest of his team, in my opinion, are a bunch of cowards who stayed in that locker room and don't even fully understand what exactly this is all about, except for the fact they said, oh, I'm going to jump on this bandwagon. Did they vote? Are they registered to vote? Have they been socially active on these issues? Go back and look at these teams and tell me how many of them have registered.
Right is right and wrong is wrong. It doesn't make a difference.
That was a demonstration of choice, is it not?
Right.
I mean, the team is allowing, the team has said it was allowing players to make the choice whether they wanted to go out there or whether they didn't.
But Frederica, look at the NFL right now. The NFL stands up today, and these owners stand next to their players, and they act like they're doing some grand work. This is a league that's incredibly flawed, a league that helps cover up when many of their players have physically abused and assaulted and beaten their wives and girlfriends who have kept them in the league, and minimize what they do when they literally beat their wives and beat their girlfriends, and now they come out on act like they're on some moral high ground as if there's some moral club here. It's embarrassing that the NFL is even putting themselves in this situation.
You're making my point for me. Here's a league that has allowed that kind of thing to go on, and yet those players have been allowed to play. But a man who is engaged in peaceful protest, doing nothing more to take a knee so that people can rise upon the voice that he articulates for them, the platform he provides for them, they are then demonized, stigmatized, and then he is blackballed out of the league. Here's a guy. Well, let me finish. Here's a guy who is who plays well enough right now to be starting ahead of at least 8 quarterbacks in this league. And the quarterback play let me finish. The quarterback play so far in this league has been horrible. Colin Kaepernick's services can be caught on. He was blackballed. This has shifted the dialogue and the debate. Now that even many white players, because the NFL is 69.7% black. Let me finish. 69.7% black. The ownership is primarily white. So what we see now here is that there is a coming, perhaps, together closer to understand that those players on the gridiron are African American. They see their brothers and sisters getting killed every day, and they want to make a statement. They don't have to register to vote. They don't have to be involved in formal political atmosphere. What they have to be are black people who understand the plight of other black people, and that offends people who don't understand the need to love and protect blackness in America,
these
sir.
issues,
I don't care enough about them. Not if I care. We clearly care.
Michael, listen
you cannot determine who cares. You are not the arbiter of conscience in America, sir.
You have an opinion. This is my opinion. These players, if they truly care as much as they're claiming, and this isn't just I'm going to jump on the bandwagon today moment, then go register to vote.
You know what? That's your way of doing it. There are multiple ways of protest, sir.
Well, it's a pretty lame way of protesting when you don't care enough to vote in an election.
I disagree with that. My point simply is this. You cannot, as a person who's not a victim of white supremacy and of police brutality, you cannot dictate to those who are its victims how to respond and how to behave and act, sir. You cannot make those determinations.
Relax. It's called an opinion.
I don't have to relax. I'm highly articulate in the midst of emotional articulation because I understand the joining of both passion and intellect. Sir, deal with that. Well, the fundamental issue is we have to understand. We have to understand the need to express our outrage against injustice wherever it happens. These young men and women have very powerful platforms that allows them to express an issue that the masses of black people have been concerned about.
This is not simple. There's nothing simple about this. This is deep-rooted.